Did a lot of good things tonight, but it's right there, right in our face. Why we have to continue to understand the importance of being able to play defense and get stops. Offensively, I loved our pace. I loved our flow. For the most part, I thought we played really good team basketball, making the right play, making the right pass, putting pressure on the rim. Defensively, we didn't do a good job boxing out. When we got stops, the occasional time we did get stops, it was we'd let them come up with the 50-50 ball. So a lot of good to take from it, but it should be pretty clear that until we can get out there and play that hard and play with that pace and still keep a defensive mindset, it's going to be up and down. There's a lot of good teams in this league. They got a lot of firepower, and it's a shootout. So we got to be able to do both. I thought De'Aaron, his mentality tonight was awesome. The way he was, you could, at least I could. I'm assuming you guys could too, but you could really feel him, his presence on the court, and just leadership. On both sides of the ball, I thought he really gave us an awesome effort. It's nice to get Marvin out there again. I thought Marvin showed a lot of good, but that's why we talk about it's like it's not the injuries as much as it is not having these guys out on the court together. That's the frustrating part, because we need them to get these reps to be able to communicate. There was coverages out there where we were messing up on, but that group hasn't been on the court a lot. So there's certain plays in this league that your coverage will go from one thing to another, and we're trying to communicate it during the game. And we had some mishaps on it, and they did a good job. They kept putting us in that action. So we lost to a good team tonight, but I was proud of our guys again. There was a couple times we could have folded, and they kept biting back, and they kept playing hard. And, same story. We'll get back after it, show more film, keep working, and hopefully keep this group, on the court together going.
Katie Hunter, Kings TV. Luke, you mentioned both pace and defense during that. And I'm curious because your pace has increased during the month of January. It's one of the top in the league. Do you feel that is directly responsible for why your defense has kind of taken a kind of a downturn because of the adjustment or the pace?
I think they partially, yes. The elite teams, Milwaukee, Toronto in the past. I haven't seen Toronto's numbers recently, but some of the elite teams play really fast and really solid defense. You look at every team that's won a championship in the last 20 years are a top 10 defensive team. So, there's reasons behind why we put so much value on it. But when you're still trying to get there, when you play fast, you get fatigued. When you get fatigued, you make mental mistakes. So it's not that you have to pick one or the other, but we have to continue to challenge ourselves mentally to embrace that defensive challenge while playing fast.
Free throws is something that in the previous two games you had combined for, I think, 21 attempts or something like that. But I think you only had one miss in there. Tonight,
Yeah.
You get 20 attempts, but, 9 misses. How frustrating, I guess, is that when you finally get there?
Yeah, no, it's to me what I look at is I always believe our guys are going to make their free throws. We got really good shooters, and we have really talented players. So to me, it's more important that we were aggressively attacking the paint and getting ourselves to the line. There's no doubt in my mind that as long as we keep getting there, we'll make them most nights.
Sean Cunningham, ABC 10. Has this? You go 3-9 in this 12-game stretch. Do you see a big difference in the spirit of your team at the moment?
No, I think the spirit of our team is good. Like I said, you see how hard they play out there. You play that hard when you're trying to win. You're competing. You're bought into what you're doing. So none of us like to lose. We don't want to lose, but the spirit is good, and this team knows that it's not we're on a journey together, and it's gonna take time to get there, and we will get there as a group as long as we keep working and keep trusting each other.
Jason Jones, The Athletic. Just in the last week or so, it seems like De'Aaron's play has really picked up, maybe even on both ends of the court. Just what's kind of changed for him that it seems like he's scoring, but he's also still facilitating.
Yeah.
And he looks a lot more engaged consistently on defense.
Yeah, well, I think part of it is, with his injury, he couldn't do anything on his feet, basketball-wise. So, I think he kind of lost that rhythm. He plays so much of what he does out there is using those gifts he has and his instincts, and it's a big part of it is just him getting his legs back and his rhythm back, and getting a feel for for how we're doing things. And then I give him a lot of credit for wanting it, continuing to come in and do his work and study film and take the challenge of playing on both ends of the floor. So it's I think probably a little bit of both.
Luke, James Ham, NBC Sports. When you look at Fox's night, it looked like he played angry for a good portion. Is that something you need him to bottle and figure out how to play that way more often? Maybe even get technicals, maybe even have some of his teammates start stepping up and getting some techs to force the hand?
Yeah, well, it's a fine line, because I agree, and I love that passion from him tonight. But it's also something we don't want to be one of the teams that's complaining to referees all the time, and not, we want to control what we can control and get back on defense. Occasionally, it's good to get teed up. It's good for your team, especially when someone like De'Aaron gets teed up. I think it motivates the group. So. Occasionally we'll take it, but it's a fine line of playing with that fire and passion, but also, being level-headed and cool so you can make the proper decisions while you're on the floor.
Luke, Jason Anderson, Sacramento Bee. Luka's game, career high in assists. What are you seeing in terms of his growth this year compared to last year?
Much better understanding of, one, his team's offense, two, the NBA as a whole. Really has a nice feel and pace for where to get his shots and where to get his teammates' shots. So they do a nice job of spacing the floor, and they got for the most part the one big in there and rolling to the rim, and Powell is tops in the league in field goal percentage and dunks all night. So if you don't come tag, he's dunking the ball, and if you come tag, he puts those skip passes right on the money. So just, I think, an overall understanding, and then obviously his skills continue to get better as well.
Coach Walton, Mario Cannon, Sacramento Observer. In about less than 2 minutes in the game, there was a close play where I think it was Buddy Hield. Did you think about challenging that play, because you've been very successful at challenging, winning your challenges?
Yeah.
I thought that was, in my opinion, I think it should have been challenged.
Yeah, Buddy kind of gave me a look like I'm arguing the foul, but Coach, I fouled him. So from what I saw, it looked clean to me too, which is why I was going to challenge it. And I'll talk to Buddy, but the look I got from him was that he tapped him on the arm on the way up.